So I suppose you are wondering what we are doing looking at a big old picture of Happy Days. Well, this is Marion Ross's sitting room, and just this weekend I went over to her house to have a meeting with her, and she has quite the storied past. It's pretty amazing. In any case, she did give me permission to take this picture, so it's not like I just took it on the sly. And this huge framed photo is a photo of the cast, and I think it's from the final episode. But Marion Ross was born in 1928, and she started acting in movies in her early mid-20s. One of her first was with Jimmy Stewart, and she also acted with Cary Grant in Operation Petticoat, and she acted with Claudette Colbert and Lauren Bacall, and she even went over to Bogey and Bacall's house when they were doing a play for TV with Noel Coward, which is really great. But one of the things that she told me was that in the early days when she was working at 20th Century Fox, she was just on the lot, and I think that was the time she was working in the Jimmy Stewart movie. She walked into like a commissary or saloon, and who should she run into but Louis Armstrong? And she just went up to the counter and sat with him and talked with him, and they talked about life, the universe, and everything. And she said he was a very nice man, but she added that when she was there, he was on a diet. And I said, oh, he was on a diet. Well, did it work? And she said, yes, sure. Now I was thinking, this diet probably wasn't major, He probably went on it and went off of it, and it didn't work out, because I'm telling you, I don't remember a skinny Louis Armstrong. But you think of skinny Louis Armstrong maybe when he was a younger boy, or when he was just starting out, or maybe when he got older and went on a health kick. But no, apparently he went through a skinny phase when he was at the heyday and the height of his career. And it was so funny because pretty much every person that I asked does not remember a skinny Louis Armstrong. But here he is, right here. He looks very skinny, the face is slimmed down. He looks very, very intellectual with those glasses. But this picture for me just takes the cake. I mean, that's of a side view. His cheeks aren't even pooching out, but that's neither here nor there. But even still, because we all know that his cheeks pooched out when he would play his trumpet. But the pièce de résistance was an article that I found today. Louis Armstrong controlled his weight by using laxative, and even published a book entitled Lose Weight the Satchmo Way. Oh boy. That really never made the rounds. That's how a lot of ballerinas lost weight back when I was in ballet camp. Of course, they probably wouldn't compare themselves to an overweight trumpet player, but oh well. So, the article says, Louis Armstrong, popularly known as Satchmo or Pops, was one of the most influential jazz musicians of the 20th century. His impact on the development of various styles of jazz was immense. His extremely prolific and versatile career lasted for over 5 decades. Although he was primarily known as a trumpeter, singer, and composer, he also appeared in a number of movies and even wrote several books. One of his books Armstrong published was called Lose Weight the Satchmo Way. He was always worried about his health, and he considered his weight to be the biggest source of his health problems. Food was one of the greatest pleasures. He even dedicated several songs to his favorite dishes, but he needed a way to balance his diet. Lose Weight for the Satchmo Way was a series of various diet plans. They included different techniques for healthy and enjoyable weight loss, and one thing they all had in common was laxatives. But geez, you'd think he would have been famous like Jane Fonda in her workout. It's just the weirdest thing. I just don't remember a skinny Louis Armstrong, that's all. And the reason that I'm making this video is it just could be forgotten history. It could have been a flash in the pan time in history. But other Mandela effect video makers have made videos on a skinny Marilyn Monroe, or, even though I didn't think she was all that fat to begin with. Or she wasn't fat, she was just curvy, but Louis Armstrong was definitely a big man. Armstrong was a big fan of laxatives. He used them in combination with a variety of other food supplements to control his weight. At first, his favorite laxative was Pluto water. I'm like thinking coconut water. And we thought coconut water eased you up. A type of mineral water that contains several natural laxatives, but he later switched to herbal remedy Swiss Chris. In fact, his initial favorite laxative was officially banned in 1971 because it contained lithium, which was a controlled substance used for treatment of various psychoses, although some of my friends now use it in limited amounts, and they say it really, really helps with their depression. So I guess it's all a balance of things. Straight from French Lick Springs. Interesting. Armstrong was so convinced in the remedial properties of natural laxatives that he often gave bottles of them to his friends as presents. He also propagated his laxative-based diet in the media, and he produced a series of humorous flyers that depicted him as sitting on the toilet with a content smile on his face. He reportedly even elaborated his love of laxatives, my love of laxatives, to the members of the British royal family when he was their guest during his 1956 Great Britain tour. Oh, I say, Elizabeth, you want to lose some weight, take a laxative. It'll ease you up. It'll make you lose 10 pounds. Another important part of Armstrong's balanced diet regime was marijuana. See, he was a man ahead of his time in that realm. He was a passionate marijuana smoker. He advocated both medicinal and recreation use of marijuana. At one point, he stated that marijuana was 1,000 times better than whiskey, and that it served as an inspiration for many of his innovative jazz compositions. You think? He was arrested several times for possession of marijuana during his youth, and in 1930 he had to spend 9 days in jail. Armstrong's diet regime was perhaps unorthodox, but despite leading a dynamic, full life of turbulence, he managed to stay reasonably healthy until his death at age 69. I'm just like the whole thing of him sitting on the toilet, I'm telling you, I mean, it's almost reminiscent of the King's death. And I recently saw a video of Elvis when he was supposedly fat, and he really didn't look all that fat either. It was like one of those supposed shape-shifting videos where his eyes got as big as an alien's, but then so did the girl. And also, too, I think what it probably was like just compression, like video compression, transferring it from one medium to another. That's what I'm starting to think. At first, I was really weirded out by it, though. But in any case, tell me what you guys remember, because I don't remember being Louis Armstrong as any purported weight loss guru or anything like that. And I certainly don't remember him ever being skinny. I mean, okay, he didn't do, I didn't see a lot of, I would see him in films, and I've seen a lot of videos of him, but I didn't see him a lot. The best Louis Armstrong, wow. If that's him, he looks really, really skinny there. But it's just really interesting, because people have done videos about different images of stars. And it's fascinating. And it's funny to hear too, because he looks kind of like RuPaul a little bit. I don't know why. An intellectual in his glasses. That's a great smile. I don't think we usually see Louis Armstrong smile, but that's not a Mandela effect. And of course, I know about the other ones where they talk about It's a Wonderful World and the spelling of his name. But this is the shape of his body and his body size and his body type. But we all got to know him, I feel like, as a teddy bear. But he was not. Alright, just let me know what you know, guys, what you think. I'm not saying that this is an ME. I don't know. It could just be forgotten history, or it could have just been a blip in history. Although it looks like it spans over a few decades, because he looks really thin here. He doesn't even look like the same person. And then you've got it from back there as well. So, I don't know. And he's wearing a white suit, and white generally tends to put on the pounds. Anyway, guys, that's about all. Peace out.